Good morning, viewers. My name is Helen Lubamba, Head of Corporate and Investment Banking here at Stanbic, Zambia, and welcome to our Anakazi Online Conversations. Today, I'll be joined by Jose Moran, Managing Director of Zambian Breweries, and we'll be talking about managing through the challenging environment. Looking forward to you joining us in what should be a thought-provoking conversation. Good morning, Jose. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Helen. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. I know it's been a while since we met and had an opportunity to chat, and so much has happened in the interim, as well as the challenges being faced in the economy, which I know you've spoken a lot about in some forums, and now we find ourselves in the midst of a pandemic, which I think looking back, I don't think anybody realized it would go on for as long as it has been. So it will be interesting to hear from yourself in terms of how you've been coping as an organization. We know that the entertainment industry, for example, has been hit significantly by some of the partial shutdowns and the directives that have been advised in order to keep people safe. So I can imagine the impact on your business must be quite significant. And in addition to that, the impact on the businesses that rely on your product, particularly the small enterprises, it must be quite a significant impact. But I'm sure you found ways of coping, so it'll be interesting to see how you are coping in this environment, in addition to some of the other challenges that you've had to face.
No, definitely. Thank you, Helen. Actually, before coming here, I was reading a quote that I believe describes what we are facing. Is that I guess that everybody in the world got wrong that answer that where you see you from 5 years from now, if we were in 2015, huh? Because nobody was expecting this. We have been through, I believe, crises and challenges, but definitely nobody has taught us how to go through this pandemic. Okay. And for us, Zambian Breweries, it has not been the exception. We have been putting a lot of thought since this started, and now, because we're really just in the beginning, I guess, of how to manage it. And perhaps the biggest learning for us is that we have got to manage our priorities. Then and what does that mean is and we were chatting about that earlier, economy was already going through a rough period. So I'll say that the last 2 years hasn't been easy. We have experienced a lot of cost escalations. We have been experiencing load shedding and the impact it has in costs. We have seen a very dramatic deterioration of our FX, our currency. And on top of that, now we're facing not only the economic challenges, we're facing challenges that are related to health and safety as human beings. So really, really very unprecedented, very difficult to manage. So when everything started, we just tried to focus, okay, what are our priorities? And we defined two. One, our people. And when we talk our people, we talk around our employees and our communities. Because as a big organization, there's a lot of expectation of what we're going to do. So we needed to put a lot of routines and controls to maintain our people healthy and safe. And I guess that's the same with you here in the bank. A lot of the industries, we start talking and debating, okay, what is the best approach? I'm just talking, for example, March, when we didn't know, okay, what type of mask should people wear? Should people wear masks or not? How we implement social distancing? How we are going to be able to keep working? Because as you said, measure has been very different in different markets. But here in Zambia, I'll say that they haven't been as stringent, as strong in other markets, which I'm thankful for. But still, we need to try to obey it and manage the uncertainty in the best way to make sure that we are containing the disease, that we're keeping our employees safe. We keep producing, so we wanted to make sure that there's a health environment where they're working. But in the other side, we also needed to have a second priority, is how we keep our business healthy. Because after the pandemic, there is a business to run, and we need to make sure that there is a business that is going to continue paying the bills. So how we're going to continue paying the salaries for employees, how we're going to continue servicing the market, how we're going to continue paying our taxes, because we know as an organization that we have a big relevance to this country for the taxes that we pay, for all the indirect and direct employment that we create. So it has been very difficult in that sense to manage. But we have learned that we need to control our costs, we need to try to change the way we operate, we need to adhere to the new restrictions. You might be surprised that even with the what we call the on-premise channel close, which is all the bars, the restaurants and nightclubs, where the bulk of our volume is sold, still we're seeing a good demand because the consumer is adapting. The consumer has changed from going out and having a drink, and entertain and socialize, to do it more like at home. Okay. And that has been quite a big learning. It's not only here in Zambia, but it's happening across all markets. And that also has been putting a lot of pressure because some brands that we were selling a lot, now they're not selling that much, and other brands are selling more, other packs are selling more. For example, we used to be very strong in our small returnable bottles, the 375 ml, and now we're finding that people are going for more value for money, so moving to the bigger bottles, the 750, and that is quite a challenge from a production point of view, from a logistics point of view, so we are learning. I also have to say that like every month is a new discovery. Not one single month has been similar than the next one. At the beginning, there's a lot of fear, concern, how it's going to be. But now we're more confident. Actually, we're seeing that we have been able to anchor all the initiatives that we have taken, especially to protect our liquidity, protect our costs. We have learned to work with probably 30% of the workforce, because we have to implement this type of protocols where there's people that were on leave, there's people that were working from home, there's people that were rotating, so we don't have all the people at the same time. So it was quite a big learning, especially for us, around to adapt. And secondly, also like communities, because we knew that during this outbreak, there was a lot of expectation on the private sector. What we were going to do to help our communities, our people, to assist the government. As you have seen, there had been a lot of activities. I'm very happy because I have been part of several forums and I have met so many people now through Zoom. So other CEOs of other companies that I was not that close. And actually I'm very happy to see how everybody has come together. Like chatting, debating how we can do this, building some new partnerships, new alliances. We have actually gained some very good allies, especially on all the CSR work that we're doing. And I'm very happy to see, even in this challenging period, how we have applied our creativity, we have been flexible, we have changed. For example, I don't know if you heard that we start producing hand sanitizers in our own facilities. It was quite a confusion for the consumers because people were thinking that we're going to stop or change the core business, and it's not that, or changing our equipment. We didn't do that. We're doing it in a very manual way in our laboratory, and we actually we start getting orders. People phoning us and say, okay, can I buy your sanitizer? And saying, okay, well, we're just producing it for donation. But it was quite a milestone for us, very proud what the team has done. But it was a way to try to help the community. We know that it's a very important tool that we needed, especially right now. The prices were going up, there was a lot of out of stocks, it was not available in the market, and it's something that we could do. Also, we have been trying to understand how the consumer is changing, what I was explaining a little bit around. They're moving to to buy in a different pattern. For example, something that we have learned is that people no longer like to go. If you go out, you don't want to spend a lot of time. For example, if you're shopping in a supermarket, you just don't want to spend a lot of time browsing. So it's kind of it's very interesting, and this is not just Zambia, but it's a global pattern that big brands that are already well known, well established, are the ones that are seeing some good momentum. Smaller brands that are on the top of mind in the mind of the consumer, they're losing out because you just want to go there, shop in 10 minutes and go out because you're scared of the virus. So a lot of learnings. Still, I'm really curious to see what's going to happen. We have a phone call yesterday with our global CEO. We were reviewing our quarter two global results, and he was talking around. We still don't know what is going to happen, so we are managing one day at a time. We definitely don't know if people, after the first or the second wave in different markets that we're seeing that they're opening, are people going to be happy to go or comfortable to go out? Are people going to be going to restaurants? Are going to be people going to bars? Or now we're going to see more home consumption, like small gatherings only with the family because you don't want to socialize with others, which is very interesting because human beings, we're social. So I cannot think how this is going to change in the future, but the fear on the virus really is going to change our pattern. So really don't know. So for our business, we're thinking a lot, okay, how this is going to really change the behavior of the consumer. Do we need to launch new products that are going to cater for that new need? I really don't know. That perhaps I get into a lot of Zoom calls and town halls, and there's a lot of questions that I have to humbly say that I don't know.
I'm hearing a lot of interesting things, and I think this could take all day because so many points of interest are coming through. It's adapting of your people, your workforce, in terms of them adapting how they're working. We're talking about adapting the distribution channel, and you're talking about how the households are adapting to product selection. And we're also talking about how the entrepreneurs are still finding innovative ways to still carry on the business. And then also the innovation that's coming out of seeing as both are alcohol-based products coming out of the hand sanitizer business, which started off as a product that you were distributing to help the society, and now it's a product that's is in demand, that it's now going to be part of your product offering. So much is changing just from listening to you speak in terms of how all those are coming together. And I think the point you also mentioned about control. There's certain things we can control, and there's certain things that out of our control, and it's how we're managing those things that we can control to overcome those things that we can't control. On the hand sanitizer that you mentioned, at least one of the things that came through with was government introducing some concessions in terms of the imports. So I'm sure that has helped with that part. So in what other ways are we seeing maybe changes coming from the regulator that are helping with your business? Are we seeing that coming through?
Well, for example, on the hand sanitizers, just to make it a little bit clear, we are not going to be producing them commercially. Okay. So it's not a new product that we're going to launch. Okay. We are just doing this for internal usage, okay, to support our retailers, to support our distributors, our employees, and we're going to use it as donations. So it's really you're not going to see us moving into that area. Yeah. So I'm not that close on changes or benefits that the government is giving around that. But for example, to give you one idea, one project that we are working, and we're still working on that, is that we don't need to import the ethanol. And that's something that I personally see as, okay, it's very short term that we're importing to produce it locally, the sanitizers, but we can make ethanol from cassava, which is grown here in Zambia. We can make it from sugar. And actually we start talking with some partners around, okay, how we can use the local sourcing, so to be able to benefit small scale farmers and use these crops to produce ethanol that then later on is going to be used for sanitizers. So how we have what I call like a complete 180 degrees or 360 degrees cycle where everybody's benefiting instead of having to import. Again, I'm not against imports, I'm just giving a view of how we can look at an opportunity and then see what is available locally and work together. And that's why I was saying that it's great to see a lot of partners, companies that I have never got the chance to interact before, that they were phoning me, we were talking, we were meeting and trying to understand how to deal with this type of projects. But on the government side, I would like to praise them, because it's not easy to manage and to take decisions, and especially even the restrictions that we're seeing. And sometimes I understand it. For example, our industry is suffering a lot. Like half of our volume or the channels where we sell our volume are closed, but I understand why. I do understand, and even us, we have been very vocal around telling people, please stay at home. Please avoid gatherings. Please, let's don't do events. Even we cancel our Mossy Days of Thunder, which is a very well-known event, and we're planning something for October, but to be honest, I don't know if things are going to be better in October. We'll see. We'll manage every day as it goes. And then we understand, and now we need to send a message, strong message to the people that please take the virus serious. This is serious. Wear a mask, apply social distance, follow the rules. It's hard, but it's not going to be forever. And even like we're sending that message. I believe that many people are helping around that. But also on the other hand, we are also thinking, okay, let's say our brand Mossy, which is a brand that is associated with socialization, with nice moments, enjoying with the friends, with the family. How we can send a positive message? What is positive around this? And I don't know if you're aware that we start doing these online events. So it's online home views. So we're still doing this. For example, tomorrow there's going to be one, the second stay-at-home party, Mossy Vibes party, where we partner with some talented musicians, and then we provide this entertainment to the people. So to tell them, okay, you can still enjoy our brands, you can still have fun, but please do it at home and by yourself. You don't need to go out. We're going to bring the fun, the good vibes, the good moments to your house. So it's another way to try to see something positive around this. Something that we have also starting to do, it really is taking a little bit of more time that I'm expecting, is to move into e-commerce. Really hasn't been a platform. It's not something that we have been doing a lot in the past. We're just starting. But we're partnering with some applications that are already available, like Tikmu, like free delivery, trying to also encourage people. If you don't want to go out, but you want to have our products at home, you can purchase them through an app. And it's very, so far, not great volumes. I believe that still people like to go to a supermarket and purchase for themselves. I believe that beer, it's become part of the basket. If you're gonna go and buy some stuff for house, you're always gonna have like a 6-pack that you're taking for home consumption. So really the online opportunity is not working as fast as we wanted, like other categories that we're seeing that they're selling a lot now. But it's something that we really believe that is going to be the future. As I said, Helen, our consumer is going to change.
Yeah, I think, well, you've heard here, you can get your beer online. So maybe we're going to see the pickup. I mean, there's other industries, we're seeing the home delivery aspect is taking off. So I'm sure with your products as well, that should materialize as well, because I think the consumer behavior has to change and take advantage of some of the opportunities which have been there but haven't really been utilized. I mean, if I look at the banking industry, we've had products, digital products, for quite a while, but now we're actually seeing that take up, where we're seeing fewer and fewer clients coming in with manual instructions, because now they're being encouraged to use the electronic platforms. So
it's a trend that is gonna change. We're seeing more and more becoming digital.
Yes.
I believe that first is gonna happen more in the workplace,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna be more the marketplace. So companies are gonna adapt quickly. Like even you see how much people are using Zoom for meetings, and it's becoming very comfortable, very convenient. No more traveling, or very limited traveling. Meetings are going to be like now through virtual conference. So I guess that is going to change more, even like space. Now what we need big offices is we can have half of a work force working from home or connected from anywhere. So I guess that is going to change probably quicker. And it's going to be very interesting how it's going to impact your industry, especially the banking sector. And I guess the consumer base, depending on certain categories, is going to start growing. We're seeing that in our markets. Actually, yesterday in a phone call with our CEO, we set a dream that in the next 3 years, AB InBev, as a global beer producer, we want to go very big and bullish into the B2B and B2C, so going digital. And we even have this ambition to become the Amazon of the beverage industry. So to try to, and probably diversify, not only just beer, which is our core business, but to move into other alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverage, but as a main online distributor.
Talking about dreaming, I recall hearing you make this comment which resonated and just stayed with me for quite a while at the Economic Association conference in Livingston last year.
Oh yeah.
Where you said it takes the same energy to dream small, so why not dream big? So it's good to hear that as an organization you're still dreaming big, and in terms of how you want to how do you plan to kind of transverse this intermediate period that we're in and still keep your dreams big?
Thank you. Really, we're a company of dreamers. We love to dream. We dream big, and that's the key for a success globally. And when I arrived to Zambia, I said to my team, look, we need to set up our dream. We need to have a very big, bold, even ridiculous dream, and that's what has been leading our business to be very efficient, very effective, and our results, you can see it in our annual reports, has been outstanding. Even now in COVID times, I'll say that, yeah, we have been hit very bad, and you will see it when we publish our interim results, but still they're good compared to other sectors, good to other companies. So that makes us feel proud. And I believe because of this mindset of dreaming big, always setting the bar higher and higher, always looking for more, never being completely satisfied with our results. And I'm happy to say that our ambition has not changed. Perhaps we have very, very concrete and bullish expansion plans. We want to build a new brewery here in Lusaka. We believe that it's a growing market despite the challenges. We're seeing that we have a great portfolio of our locally produced brands, but also the new brands that we are importing. We want to start producing a few of them locally based on the acceptance that we're seeing from the consumer. So we really have a huge expectation in this market. And as I said, we want to expand. Perhaps with COVID, I need to be honest, we have kind of put a little bit that plan to rest, but that's only for now. We all need to be positive that the world is going to be over. Not soon. I have already made peace on that.
Yeah.
For example, I know that I'm not going to be visiting home soon, but we will survive and we will be stronger. There's going to be new opportunities. So we're going to keep investing in our local market. We're going to keep putting capacity because we believe in it. But also now, like for example, digital is going to be a big drive for our business. It's something that is not still huge in our continent compared to like to America, compared even to Latin America where I come from. We're seeing huge and very fast progress around consumers feeling more comfortable to use e-commerce. Here still we're starting, but this is the right time to start.
Yeah.
And there's only one change. I believe there's going to be probably more changes. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they say never waste a good crisis. So I think we will be seeing a lot of developments, and some of the studies have shown that sub-Saharan Africa is going to be one of the areas of significant growth in digital, definitely digital finance, and getting as much of the population to use digital products. And this was long before COVID came. So
Yes.
now with this, one of the things that maybe an advantage is that it will accelerate it to some extent. Now I know that long before COVID, the industry has faced some challenges, and not only your industry, but the challenges of illicit products, and that has such a wide impact on the economy, not just on your own results, but also what it does to the treasury, because smugglers don't pay tax. So has anything changed? Do you believe in terms of that situation improving, in terms of tackling the illicit products, and also has there been any context now with the COVID pandemic upon us in this area?
Definitely, there's been some progress in the fight against illicit and smuggling. Actually, it's a coincidence, but this morning I have a Zoom call with with the head of the ZRA and some of his directors. We were talking about several issues, but one of them we were talking around, okay, how we can collaborate around making sure that we're fighting smuggling. And I have seen very bold and solid moves. But this is a war against smuggling that I see it as a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's going to take time, but we're seeing that it's getting better. We probably shared last year to the government, and we also make public a study that we run just for the alcohol sector. And we estimate that the Treasury lost annually close to $150 million of taxes that are not paid, due to smuggling, to illicit trade, to counterfeit. So definitely there's a big effort that needs to be done, because that money can really help a lot our economy. But I'm seeing changes. I'm seeing positive changes. Also, we not only us in the alcoholic sector, but also like to other companies that are heavily impacted by smuggling and counterfeit. We're getting together. We're trying to put measures around how we can help the customs authorities, how we can help the revenue authority. But as I said, it's going to take time. But I'm happy because it's something that is high in the agenda. I can confirm that in my call. I saw the commitment. I saw the plans. We talk about different things, so it was not just about that. But I see that everybody understands the problem, and now it's more around, okay, how we can implement quicker and better effective solutions. But I'm confident. Probably 5 years ago, I would say that it still is a big problem, but the gap was even bigger. So it's getting smaller, but still is a big gap.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that is happening is the authorities like Bank of Zambia, they're putting in measures to help the economy with the BOS medium-term relief fund, the 10 billion that they've put in to be distributed through financial institutions like Stanbic. And I'm glad to say that we're participating in that initiative. But the other thing is also to block the revenue leakage and the leakage coming through from the tax system is a significant one. $150 million.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
an estimation.
That is quite significant, and given the pressure that we have on our sovereign to meet so many demands of our economy, and particularly now, I can imagine that must be getting a significant attention more than ever. So hopefully we should see that position improving. Now, in terms of as a bank, we see ourselves as partners. We don't see ourselves as one taking off the other. It is a partnership, because whatever happens to our clients impacts us at the end of the day. So it's in our interest to make sure that we support our clients as best as possible. Now, and I know we've been working together on quite a number of facilities, including making sure that your liquidity position is in good standing, and should you need that liquidity position to be there. But we also support the downstream side, which is your staff, etc. Are there any other ways that you can think that you would like to see the industry in terms of partnerships with other, whether it's financial institutions or other relevant institutions that you think should be coming together to help the situation now?
Definitely, I have a few ideas, but before I go there, Helen, actually, yeah, you're right. We have a great partnership with Stanbic. I'm very happy and grateful for that, even as a business, but even on a personal side. I'm a great friend of your CEO, Lina. So we get together often to just talk about business, how things are going, not only with him, but other people, and it's very refreshing that. Definitely, I believe that we're doing great things. Actually, I heard in another of these online sessions around the Stanbic Fitness Academy, and it's something that is quite interesting. I believe it's something that is very needed, especially to help our employees around that, to how to manage their finance. I guess that from a corporate side, we're very happy and satisfied of the things that we're doing. There's always opportunities. I would say that probably the biggest concern that I have right now, it's when we talk around downstream, our employees. Yeah. It's how we can get better interest rates, for example, for we have MOUs with you around access to loans. Cost of life is really very difficult, and I'm perceiving that it's becoming one big concern. And I guess that it's not just our employees, it's probably all employees from the private and public sector. Life is getting more difficult, tougher.
Yeah, and it's also the psychological impact on people in general, and the stress of worrying about what's to come. Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, they have a few ideas. We can discuss on them online, but it's around how we can try to get into expand the reach of the services that the banks provide to our employees in a better preferential rate, something that is reachable for them. I know that is difficult also with the market conditions. Sometimes interest rates are dictated more by the market, not by the financial institution, but what else can be done on that side?
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned the Financial Fitness Academy. So there'll be one coming to a location near you, so we can have those conversations with your employees. And I think we've come to the end of our session now. So it's been wonderful. I mean, there's been so many things you've brought up, and I wish we had more time to delve into more of those issues. But thank you so much for the insights that you've given us, and all the work that you're doing. I know you're doing a lot in terms of from a CSR perspective, just to help our society in terms of dealing with the challenges, not just COVID. And I know those have been going on your initiatives have been going on for quite a while, but more so in this time. And so thank you very much for that. And I think this would probably call for a part 2 down the line when we see how we're faring with COVID, say in a few months' time. So thank you so much, Jose.
No, thank you, Helen. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure always to be here. Also, thank you for the opportunity to be able to reach a wider audience. Yeah, really looking forward for part 2. I have really enjoyed a lot this chat. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I hope you enjoyed our conversation today with Jose Moran, Managing Director of Zambian Breweries, where he spoke about the challenges in our environment, pre-COVID, with COVID, how they're managing it through the organization, through their people, how they're reaching out to clients, some of the innovation that's taking place in terms of logistics, distribution, and also some of the work that's happening in terms of partnering with the authorities as well as our banking institution, like ourselves here at Stanbic. So I hope you enjoyed the conversation and looking forward to seeing you in our next Anakazi Online Conversation. My name is Helen Lubamba and looking forward to seeing you again at our next Anakazi Online Conversations. Please stay safe.